Welcome everybody. Hope everyone made it through the cold week we had here. This supposed to be one of many matches tonight, but it's going to be our first of the week. Tonight we got a quadrangular here with Painesville wrestling Eden Valley first, and then Painesville will wrestle Ricori second, and Painesville will wrestle Becker in the final match. So right now Painesville will do the coin toss with Eden Valley here. So hopefully now tonight everybody is seeing the same thing I'm seeing on the screen. We've got to thank Jacob Bertram for putting the getting the clock on the screen here for us. That's going to be pretty nice to have for myself and you at home to be able to see what weight we're at and what the time is and score, not relying on me quite so much to give you that information. So thanks, Jacob, for setting that up for us. So I would say tonight the Eden Valley Eagles are going to start off with Tegan Ludwig here, one of a few brothers, and we have Caden Sanko. So Caden is a 7th grader and Tegan a 9th grader. So for a change, maybe not, I would say that Caden maybe has someone a little closer to his size for a change, but Tegan is looks a little bit bigger than him. Tegan right now trying to pull that single leg in, and Caden fighting him off and has to belly out. So 2 for a takedown, Tegan Ludwig. So Tegan with 2 brothers on the team and a first cousin, so they got some family wrestling in that on that team. Caden now just trying to fight off the arm bar. Tegan gets it locked up and walks it over his head, and Caden's going to have a hard time keeping his shoulders off the mat with that, the way it's hooked up. And Tegan is able to score 6 right off the bat for the Eagles. So Eden Valley starts off with a pin, and they lead the match 6-0. So tonight I think we'll be able to see Duncan McNabb wrestle for
13 pounds for Eden Valley Watkins, Gavin Karen for Painesville, Duncan McNabb.
So Duncan hasn't wrestled in a while. I'm pretty sure it was an injury, but it's nice to see him back out on the mat, and goes in for an ankle pick there into a single leg and off the mat. He's wrestling Gavin Caro, who's an 8th grader, and Duncan a 10th grader. So Gavin Caro they have listed at 14-9 on the season, and Duncan is listed at 7-5. neither guy getting the tie up here that they want. Duncan's got a good overhook there, and stalemate, and back in the center. So there Duncan goes for that cross leg. And Gavin able to get an ankle and crossface there, so Duncan's got a little bit of work to do in order to get a takedown here. So a little bit of a scramble, and Duncan's able to come up with the takedown. Nice job.
Now wrestling at 120 pounds for recording, Carter Keeling, Rebecca Mason Doucette.
So now Duncan out front. Tried to work a cradle in there. Now, and the scramble ends up getting reversed right at the end of the period there. 5 seconds to go. Off the mat with 2 seconds. So our towel tapper out there tonight, Jamison Maher, always does a good job. One of Painesville's upcoming youth wrestlers. And we end the first period there with the score tied at 2. So Eden Valley chooses down. See what Duncan can do off the top here. He got out front the last period and ended up giving up a reversal. Puts a leg in on the left-hand side. Now just trying to pry that head down and get an arm. Gavin working to gets his leg out of there, and now Duncan has to start over. Gavin going for a switch. Duncan able to follow and stands up out of it. Now it's 3-2. Gavin goes in for an ankle pick. Duncan able to shuck him off. He sticks the leg in on the right side, and Gavin trying for a cradle. Duncan's got to get his head popped out of there. Stalemate, and we'll start over. Well, good job by Duncan there to get the legs tied in there and at least get a stalemate. Gavin had a pretty deep shot on the ankle pick there, and Duncan was able to fend him off. So now Gavin with a big underhook on the left side. Now Duncan with the ankle pick, moving to a single. Gavin forcing his head down. Duncan needs to work his way up here. And off the mat. Back on our feet. So Duncan trying to work some hand control and see if he can work his way into an ankle pick. Nope. 12 seconds to go. Now Duncan able to get a headlock there. He's got 4 seconds here to make something happen. Couldn't score the pin, but he ends up getting 5 points out of it. Nice job by Duncan right at the end of the period to get some points. Now Duncan leading 7-3 here going into the third period. He chooses down. Gavin trying to force that arm underneath, and Duncan just trying to hold his base. Gavin keeping good pressure on him. So now Duncan going into a switch. Not able to quite get it, and Gavin brings him back down to the mat. So now Gavin trying for the butcher, gets out to the side and not able to get that, but he locks up a cradle here. Duncan needs to be careful. He has got a 4-point lead, but he doesn't want to be giving that up here. So with a minute to go, or 50 seconds to go here, Gavin's going to be down by 1. And the coaches want him to let him go here so he can get a takedown. So he gets his 3. So now Duncan up by 1. He's got 30 seconds here. That would sure think he would cut him loose, and so he's. Yep, so that's what they're going to do. Duncan's going to get 1 for an escape there. 30 seconds to go now. They're going to try to get a takedown here to tie it up. So an attempt there at a single. Duncan gets called now for stalling. Duncan able to force his head down to the mat. He's working on a quarter Nelson. Oh no, and Duncan gives up a takedown with 2 seconds to go in the period. Nice job by Gavin, though. You got to give it to him that he went after it. So now overtime. Gavin looking a little gassed here. Duncan a little gassed also. He hasn't wrestled in a while, so I'm not sure what the timeout here is for. So both guys here with some shaky legs to start the overtime. Usually they want the overtime to start as soon as possible. Not exactly sure why they have the timeout. So we should have 1 minute going on the board here. Sudden death overtime. So Duncan has been called for stalling. Duncan now trying to fight his way out of a near side, and that should be 2. So now in an overtime they give him the chance to score the pin, and he gets the takedown, and Duncan loses that match in sudden death. So Eden Valley off to a quick start here with 2 wins, and are leading the match 9-0.
Now wrestling at 120 pounds, Eden Valley Watkins, Gavin Mathias for Painesville, Craig Schmitz.
So Gavin Mathias here, a freshman for Eden Valley, and Craig Schmitz with a nice, went in for a fireman's and turns into a single leg, and Gavin able to scramble and fend it off, and now we got to start on our feet again. So Gavin a freshman and Craig a sophomore. Gavin listed at 20-13 on the season. Craig listed at 20-12. So if you're going to go by wins and losses, it's looking to be a good contest here. So Craig able to bring him down to the mat. Got the double under. Back to the left leg, or right leg with his left hand.
Now wrestling at 126
Craig likes to do the head chancer. He didn't have enough room to do it that time, so we start on our feet again. So both guys working for hand control here. Craig in again on a fireman's, but not able to get in there as far this time. Now he, boy, that's close to a 2. Not able to get behind him with being off the mat that far. So 35 seconds to go here in the first period. Start in the middle again. So this time Gavin goes in for a fireman's. Craig works his way out of it. Go back to the middle once again. There, and Craig gets in on a nice single leg. This time he's able to finish it. Nice job by Craig there to get the trip. Craig able to bar that arm up and get him turned over, but end up running out of time and not able to score any near fall out of there either. So we'll go into the second period here, 2-0. Craig's choice, and he chooses down. Gavin able to break him down, goes for that crossface. Again, trying to do the butcher and moves into the crossface cradle. Craig able to peel the hands and now trying to work that arm up over his head and back to our feet. So one escape for Craig. Craig leading 3-0 here now. So both guys working the same tie-up and the same moves here. Craig having success with it in the first period. This time Gavin in for a shot. Craig able to sprawl back, catch him in that double under. So 55 seconds to go here, and working the edge of the mat again. There he's able to shuck him by and get his 2. Nice job, Craig. So I'll see what Craig can work from the top here in the last 30 seconds of the second period. Trying to get the power half tied up there. And Gavin just really no defense here. Rides out the rest of the period, and we'll go into the third period here with Gavin's choice. And they will choose up. So Craig going down again. Craig leading 5-0 here in this matchup. Craig stands up right away. Tries to peel the hands. Gavin tried to bring him back down, and now he ends up getting caught on his rear end there, and Craig caught him with his arms back. So now Craig's got a minute 40 here to, oh, he had a minute 40 there to work that pinning combination, but ends up getting 3 out of it anyway. So as it sits now, Craig's got a major decision here. So Craig with trying for that near side, and he's got it locked up. just not at the right angle. So Craig's still in control. So again, working the crossface. So now Craig's got he had a near side in there, but wasn't able to keep him on the mat. So Craig's still in control. We'll go back to the middle with a 10-0 lead with 38 seconds here to go in the it should be third period up there. So the sit out right away from Gavin. Craig follows. Craig doing a nice job of getting his riding time here. Craig trying to bar up that left arm. He's got it barred up. Now he just walks it over his head. Man, he does a good job of just working that right over his head, and he's going to get 3 more here. So Craig will win that match 13-0. So we'll have a major decision there, which will give us 14 points. So our lineup of towel tappers over there are our youth wrestlers, both mats. That's from the first graders all the way up to the 6th graders.
Now wrestling at 126 pounds for
those guys enjoy that.
Ludwig for Painesville, Aaron Magus.
All right, Aaron Magus here against the next Ludwig brother. Taylor, if I'm not mistaken, was a state entrant last year. He's a junior. Aaron is an 8th grader. A quick takedown there. Lets him back up, so 2-1. Taylor listed at 26-14 on the season. With a quick high crotch there with a takedown. Now leads 4-1. So he's trying to bar up the arm on the right side. Aaron able to fend off that bar arm for the moment. So there he steps through and he gets the leg hook, so now Aaron is in a bit of a situation with his leg tied up in there. He's giving up near fall now. And Taylor moves his way up to chest on chest. And Aaron needs to fight his way off the mat here.
For Becker, Lucas Paulson.
Aaron able to keep his shoulders up for the time being. He's got some 15 seconds here to off the mat with 10 seconds to go, so he was able to, they call blood time, that's what it was. So 3 near falls, so now Aaron is trailing 7-1 here in the first period. Aaron listed at 7-17 on the season. So we'll 10 seconds here to go in the first period. Get the blood taken care of. So Aaron trying for a stand up here, and Taylor able to secure him back down to the mat. And we'll go into the second period. Painesville defers, and Taylor will choose down. So Aaron got a little bit high there. Now he gets caught with his arm behind him, and he's got a hard battle to fight that one off. He got caught with his arm back, and Taylor took advantage of it. And Taylor scoring another pin for Eden Valley. So Painesville now trails 15-4 going into 132 pounds. And see who Painesville has. Painesville's going to bring out Brett.
32 pounds for Eden Valley, Sam Nisler. For Painesville, Brett Moggin.
So Sam Nisler, an 8th grader. Let's see what we got for records here as we start this first period. Aaron been back wrestling here for a little while, still kind of getting into the groove of things. He's working that Russian tie. There he's able to get past him, get around the corner, and down to the mat, and he scores a takedown. Nice job by Brett there. So Brett listed at 4-16 on the season. And Sam Nisler is a 500 wrestler at 13-13. Sam, an 8th grader, Brett, a junior. As Brett puts a leg in on the left side there. See if he can work a pinning combination out of this leg ride. So he gets him flattened out, and he's working to get that arm up that right arm of Sam up over his head. He gets it pulled back, but he doesn't get him flattened out enough to. She's working on it pretty hard to keep him flat and get that arm back. Stalemate, and we'll start over in the center. So Sam working to stand up and peel the hands, and Brett not able to bring him back down to the mat, so Sam will score a escape there. So again, Brett working that Russian tie. See if he can throw him by and get around the corner. So second period here, Eden Valley defers, and Brett's going to choose both up. Neutral position. So he did score a takedown in the first period, so see if we can work something here now in the second. So it goes back to that Russian tie. Again, he gets around the corner, and he almost had him. Sam reached back, and he had a nice half in there. Sam quickly recognized he was in trouble and gave up the takedown. So now Brett working on the other side with the leg ride. Oh, and potentially dangerous, and they stop it. So start over here now with a minute 22 to go in the second period. So Sam able to stand up again, see if Brett can. He's just too tall for Brett. Brett's not able to elevate him high enough to get him off his feet. So Brett back to that Russian tie again, leading 4-2 in this matchup. Painesville trailing in the duel 4-15. So we go with some blood time here. So I think they got everything cleaned up there, and we'll start over now here with 50 seconds in the second period. The neutral position. Sam in with a shot, and Brett able to sprawl and get tied up with him again. Brett not in a tie that he likes. Looks a little uncomfortable where he's at, with Sam getting a good underhook on the left side and an overhook on the right. And Brett able to break free from that and go back to the Russian tie again. Brett not able to, our towel tappers are, oh, they was back there. I didn't see them, my fault. So we end the second period there with Brett leading 4-2. Eden Valley chooses down, and once again standing up and see what Brett just can't hold on to him, and so Sam now trailing by 1 here in the third period with a minute 50 to work. So this time Sam was trying for a trip there, and Brett had a good Russian tie locked up. Off the mat. Go back to the center with a minute 27. And right away, Sam diving in for a leg, and Brett able to sprawl back, keeping his hips down. He's got an ankle. Sam is able to pull the legs in here and get a double. And now he's got Brett in some trouble. Brett took a little too long to give up the takedown. And man, he's got him in a position now. Oh no. Brett waited too long to give up the takedown and end up going to his back. So that would be the third pin for Eden Valley tonight. They now lead this duel 21-4. So now we'll have Painesville's only rated wrestler, Sean Rue, going against, I would guess, Trevin Ludwig. So Eden Valley opts to forfeit to Sean Rue.
Now wrestling at 138 pounds, Sean Rue received the forfeit. Wrestling at 145 pounds.
So now we have Trevin Ludwig out here
for Painesville, Mason
against Mason Listman. So Trevin in with a nice fireman's. And Mason wisely gives it up quickly and not go to his back. Trevin trying to roll those wrists underneath and work a crossface. Trevin listed at 23-16 on the season. So right off the whistle, Trevin tries to put the leg in there on the right side. Mason listed at 2-10 on the season. So now Mason able to pull that arm up over his head. And a bit of a scramble, and now Trevin wisely goes for the Granby, and Mason didn't recognize that when he put his arm around his waist. So now Trevin trying to work his way up to a head and arm. And Mason is now in a spot. Trevin, a senior, Mason, a freshman. Mason doing a good job so far of staying off his shoulders. Six seconds to go. Boy, oh, and he just couldn't quite hold on. So Painesville giving up their fourth pin for tonight. So Painesville now trailing in this duel, 27-10. And we'll have Weston Roberg coming out here at 152 pounds. Weston in for a shot, pulls in a nice single.
Now wrestling at 152 pounds for Painesville, Weston Roberg. For Eden Valley Watkins, Zach Nisler.
So this is Zach Nisler for Eden Valley. He's a junior and also is Weston. Zach Nisler listed at 26-10 on the season. Weston with a nice goes. It kind of was a fireman's into a arm drag. Oh, not able to get behind him in time. Ran out of real estate. Weston listed at 20-12 on the season. So Painesville's only points coming from Craig Schmitz and Sean Rue so far tonight. As of a few weeks ago, the only two rated wrestlers on Painesville's team. Craig able to score a major decision. There, Weston scoring a takedown now. And quickly goes with that leg ride on the left side. Now moving to both legs, gets him flattened out. And Weston with a lot of length there in order to make that leg ride be effective. So Weston ending up a little bit high right now. 15 seconds to go in the period. He's got to keep his head back. There, he's able to get his head back out of there. And 5 seconds to go here, and Weston will finish out that period with a 2-0 lead. So again, we have blood time here. Happens more frequently in the latter part of the season with guys cutting weight and drier weather for sure. So we get the blood time taken care of. We'll start over here in the second period. Eden Valley choosing down. Weston going to that leg ride right away.
Receives a forfeit.
Off the whistle. Zach standing up right away, and Weston going right back to that leg grab. But now he's got his leg on the underneath his, or over the top of his arm, and he's in a bit of trouble there. Zach's had his arm, there he went. That's what they call out the back door. Got a little bit too high, and so now Zach working that cross face on Weston, and Zach also has got some length to be effective with that cross-face cradle. So Weston blocking. Now Weston able to get an angle for a leg, but Zach is working the near side. See if Weston can keep his base here. Weston's able to, for the time being, keep his hips turned. There, Weston sits up and gets a reversal. Good job by Weston to use his balance there and sit through it. So with 22 seconds here to go, Weston will be leading 4-2. Weston again trying to go for that leg ride, and Zach, knowing it's coming, is able to get his arm underneath his leg. So in a scramble there, no points. So we'll go into the third period with Weston leading by 2. And I would sure think he's going to choose down when he has his choice here. So Eden Valley, or Becker and Ricori wrestling on the other mat. They're at 170 pounds. I cannot see what the score is over there, but it looks like Becker's handling Ricori fairly well. Becker being Painesville's last opponent tonight. All right, we'll start here now in the third period. Zach working on that crossface again. And got Weston in a little bit of trouble in the last period with that. Weston able to pull his arm up over the top of his head. Now if Weston can sit up with that. Zach able to keep that ankle tied up in the back there. Zach had his ankle, so Weston wasn't able to sit through with it. Still, there, Weston let go of his hand now had it on the opposite side of his head. So again, going for that crossface cradle. Weston flattening out to defend it. Now trying to bar an arm on the opposite side. Keeps that ankle tied up. So now again going to the crossface cradle, and looks like this time he's got it tied up, locked up. Weston needs to peel that loose. Got 28 seconds here. He doesn't want to give up any near fall with the 2-point lead. And rolls through. Now 10 seconds to go. Weston can't give up any back. Oh, there's a 1 count. Oh. So Weston able to fend it off in the final seconds of the third period to save the 2 near fall, which would have tied the match. So Painesville coming up with their 3rd win for the evening. And now looks like Painesville's moved a few wrestlers up in their weight brackets. And they'll send Gabe Nelson out here.
Wrestling at 160 pounds for Eden Valley Watkins, Ryland Schuler. For Painesville, Gabe Nelson.
So Gabe listed at 152 pounds, now wrestling 160.
Wrestling at 182 pounds for Bercori, Ben Primus. For Becker, Lincoln Carlson.
So Gabe right away going in for that front headlock. And giving up a takedown there. So Eden Valley with a near side head and arm, and Gabe able to fight out of it and gets a reversal. So Gabe hasn't wrestled a lot here on varsity this year. Only seven matches this year, listed at 3 and 4. Gabe going to, they called that the suicide cradle, pulling him over yourself in order to turn him, and ends up giving up the reversal. So Gabe wrestling Ryan Schuler here, a freshman, listed at 9 and 11. Gabe, a junior. So now Gabe again steps over that left leg, and Schuler had the near side arm tied up, and it's a bit of a scramble now. Schuler still in control. And through all that, Gabe ends up getting a escape. So Gabe trailing here by 1 late in the first period. So 3-4. Eden Valley defers, and Gabe's going to choose down. So again, Gabe steps over that, and Schuler is in the near side head and arm position when he does that. Gabe just keeps hipping into him and reaches back now for a head, and not something you typically want to do, but Gabe able to work worked a bit of a scramble out of it. No points. So again, Gabe reaching back for the head, and this time able to turn him over in the head and arm. So Painesville's first pin of the night comes from Gabe Nelson, who has only wrestled 7 varsity matches this year. Good job, Gabe. So Painesville now trailing in the duel, 19-27. So we'll see what Coach Rohlberg has in store for the rest of the lineup here, coming into 170 pounds. Sean Pinsky's still out of the lineup, so I'm thinking they may have to. No, Sean Pinsky's coming out now. I didn't see him down there earlier. So Carter Mathias, a sophomore, and Sean Pinsky back now after a few matches missed. And see what Sean can do here at 170. Sean now hanging on to a leg, and Carter had the near side, and Sean able to scramble out of it and get a takedown. So now Sean putting the leg, right in the leg on the left side there. And leg slips out. Trying to force it back in there. Now Carter's sitting out. Sean trying for a facelift, and Carter able to belly out. Let's see if Sean can bar that arm up now. Now Sean's got that arm tied up across his back with 15 seconds to go here, trying to thread the needle. And it broke loose, and not able to turn him on it. So Sean will be going into the second period here with a 2-0 lead. Defers, and Eden Valley choosing down. So Carter Just saw it here. Carter listed at 11 and 24 on the season. Now Sean again trying to bar that arm up. He quickly goes back to the leg ride, trying to get that Turk and get that right elbow pushed down and get them to turn their hips. They can get some near falls scored out of that.
Wrestling at 195 pounds, Rebecca with Nick Goat, received the forfeit.
So Sean listed at 9 and 12 on the season. Sean with that leg ride, and now again trying to get that right arm pulled over. And Carter just trying to fend that off and not give up anything. He shouldn't be there. So with 53 seconds to go here in the second period, Carter sitting out. Sean following. Sean just trying to stay behind those armpits. Now he grabs a wrist on the left side there. Keeping good pressure on him. Slowly back to his base, Carter. Sean just pressuring down on him. Carter again trying to sit out. Sean just with so much upper body pressure on him, he's not able to sit. So we got 2 seconds to go here. Sean able to ride him out and knows right away that he is going to choose down here in the third period with a 2-0 lead. So see what Sean can do off the bottom. Sean quick sits. Sean's got a good switch. Nice quick move off the whistle. Now his hips back. Double under. Try to free his leg and see if he can't get a reversal here. So they're ahead in the hole. And gets his 2 for a reversal. And we'll see if Sean can maybe work a pinning combination here now. So he hooks that ankle in the back. So it looks like he's thinking 3/4 Nelson here. He's able to at least get the arm barred up. Now he's got the other wrist. See if he can walk it over his shoulder. He's got plenty of time. Just take it slow. Oh, not enough pressure yet. Carter got his hips turned good enough that Sean wasn't able to turn them. So again, Carter sitting out and Sean with so much pressure on him. Now Sean just cutting him loose. Now he's got to be careful. He's only got a 3-point lead here. 35 seconds to go. So Sean able to get the takedown. Lets him back up again. It's now 6-2. $15 seconds. Off the mat. So Sean doing a good job of being aggressive and working some combination of moves. Carter at this point just is trying to survive the last 10 seconds of the match. So Sean in for a leg, and that's how we'll end the match, 6-2. So Sean coming up with the decision. So Painesville now trailing only by 5 points, even after giving up 4 pins. And we'll see what we can do in our last 4 weight brackets here. It looks like Eden Valley has an opening at 195. Right now we have Nathan Miller coming out.
Now wrestling at 182 pounds for Eden Valley Watkins, Armando Walker. And for Painesville,
So Armando
Miller.
Walker and Nathan, both freshmen. And I would guess that these two in the past years have wrestled before. So Nathan now dives in for a leg. Walker able to pick an ankle and keep Nathan from getting the takedown, and gets the takedown himself. So Nathan 2-13 on the season, and Armando is 2-5. So with 1:07 to go off the mat, and we'll start over. So now Walker going for the crossface cradle, and Nathan trying to tripod up and ends up getting turned. Now he needs to peel that loose. He's got to peel it. Needs to stretch himself out and peel it. He's going to end up rocking himself onto his shoulders there. There he did too. So Nathan Miller giving up Painesville's 5th pin for the night. So Painesville now trailing by 11 points here going into 195 pounds. We got 3 weight brackets to go. So this is where Eden Valley has an open weight. So we'll get 6 back there. Spencer Eisenbrown. And now we'll have Clint Schmitz wrestling Ethan Kay.
Now wrestling at 220 pounds for Eden Valley Watkins, Ethan Kay. For Painesville, Clint Schmitz. At 195 pounds, Spencer Eisenbrown received the 4th pin for Painesville.
Ethan Kay listed at 24-16 on the season. So Painesville still has a chance to come up with a win here in the duel. And Ethan getting the takedown. Ethan putting the legs in on the right-hand side there. And Clint had his arm up over the other side of his head. Now Clint Clint doing a good job of staying off his back there for the moment. And now Ethan able to work that arm up, and I don't know that Clint giving up the pin there. Ethan doing a good job of working that arm up over his head, and Eden Valley picks up their 6th pin. So Painesville with no chance to win this duel. We'll have send out Brandon Schlungen against Austin Schlungen. So Austin, another relative to the Ludwigs. first cousin, and I'm not sure any relation to, I don't think any relation to Brandon. So Austin giving up a little bit of weight here to Brandon. Austin Schlungen is listed at 20 and 14 on the season. Brandon listed at 21 and 12. So let's see if Brandon's size can help him out here in this matchup. So Austin already called for stalling with minute 20 to go in the first period. Brandon trying hard for that headlock. So it's all for pride here for Brandon with no chance to win the duel. Austin still just trying to block it, stay away from that headlock. Now Austin going down for a leg. Brandon able to kick him over the top, and no points awarded. Good job by Brandon of now Brandon going back to that head and arm. Austin just defending it. I'm actually surprised he hasn't called him again for stalling. His first step is backwards. So again, Brandon trying to hook up that headlock. Now he has it, but he just, there, he was able to hip him over. Now it pushed that arm across his face, and he's a little bit high now. He's not in the best position to pin him, but he'll be scoring 5 here at any rate. So we'll end the first period with Brandon leading 5-0. Working very diligently on that headlock. So Eden Valley opts to go in the up position here. So Brandon sitting out. Austin fighting for those wrists. Brandon getting back to his base now, and he's got that elbow. And Brandon's stepping over that right leg of Austin. So again, trying to pull that elbow down and get Austin off of his base. If Brandon can stand up, not able to stand up fast enough and score an escape. So again, Brandon trying to pull down on that elbow, pull him over the top of him. Austin trying to put a half in from the opposite side. Brandon with no real offense here in the second period. 30 seconds to go. He's up 5-0. Austin trying to peel that wrist back and bar up that arm. Now Painesville called for stalling, so each guy now has a stalling call on them. Brandon sitting out now. And Not able to work anything out of the sit-out. So now it's going to be Brandon's choice here. I'm going to guess they're going to go both up. Yep. So Brandon with the only takedown here, or the only points in this matchup. Brandon a little bit gassed. See what he can come up with. And Austin in with a good single leg. Brandon able to kick him over the top. Brandon really doesn't have anything there yet. Now just holding on for what he has. And Austin gets behind him and gets takedown. So their coaches are telling him, let him go, let him go. So Brandon now gassed here in the third period. He's going to have to work his way, keep from getting taken down a couple times. So he's up by 4. Austin giving up some weight here, so he's also a little bit tired. So Brandon after that headlock again. Now Austin with a bear hug. And a takedown. So now 36 seconds to go. Brandon up by 3. Oh, Brandon able to trip him. And coming up with the big takedown at the end of the period. Brandon scoring another 5 points. So Brandon able to fend off the takedowns and win his match 12-4. Good job by Brandon fighting through the being exhausted and getting that final takedown. So Painesville, to no avail, loses to Eden Valley 32-39 in their first duel of the night. Their next matchup is going to be Ricori. So we'll have Painesville's junior varsity wrestlers coming up here now. So this is Sam Soini here. So again, this is junior varsity matches going on now. Painesville Eden Valley, Sam Soini at 126. Wrestling, I'm guessing Jackson Geislinger. So Jackson, a 9th grader, and Sam also a 9th grader. So, junior varsity Sam Soini, second period. Sam trailing 2-0. Now 3-0. And he's in trouble now. That was a good head chancery by Jackson there. Sam giving up a pin. And we'll have Dalton Lahr here. We haven't seen him much of him this year. Dalton wrestling 126 pounds. Again, this junior varsity wrestling. So Dalton with a nice duck under there. And able to secure a takedown in the first period. And we'll move into blood time. So starting off in the after the blood time here, 55 seconds in the first period. Dalton able to get the crossface here, see if he can get it tied up and turn him. So he not able to. The clock ran out there. Our Towel tappers missed the clock on that one. So neutral position here in the second. Again, this is 126 pounds on JV. So minute 8 to go here in the second period. Painesville's JV trailing 6-0 in the duel. And nice headlock there by Eden Valley. And Dalton's going to have to fight here for 36 seconds to not give up another pin. And with 6 seconds to go, Valley able to secure another pin. So the next JV match will be Trenton LeClaire. Listed at 132-pound freshman. Again, we got a Painesville wrestler tonight and some trouble here. And Eden Valley securing the third pin on JV. And it looks like that's all Eden Valley has for matchups for the evening. So Painesville Junior Varsity having 3 matches. Painesville varsity losing to Eden Valley 32-39. Next duel will be against Ricori, which will be as soon as I think as soon as the JV is done wrestling over on the other mat. All right, we're ready to start round 2 here of the quadrangular tonight. Painesville wrestling Rocori now. If you just joined us, Painesville losing to Eden Valley Watkins in the first match.
106 pounds for Becker. Ethan Buncombe received the forfeit. Wrestling at 113 pounds for Becker, Ethan Anderson, and for Eden Valley Watkins. So,
Rocori will be wrestling Gavin Winter here, their first match, the way it looks, and Caden Senko. Gavin, a very good 8th grader from Cold Spring. So here we go. Painesville against Rocori. Gavin and Caden.
Wrestling at 106 pounds for Rocori, Gavin Winter, and for Painesville.
And Caden ends up getting caught. Caden left his arm up. He was pressuring in and able to fight off his back anyway. Thank you, Shelby. Shelby up here with the technical work again and moving the scoreboard for me, so I didn't have that in the way. I guess I didn't realize that was in the way for the first match. Now Caden again in trouble and ends up giving up a pin. So Gavin Winter scoring Rocori's first points for the duel, scoring a pin over Caden Senko. Gavin Winter, 19-5 on the season as an 8th grader. He's a very, very aggressive wrestler, good wrestler from Rocori.
Now wrestling at 113 pounds for Rocori, Evan Masho. And for Painesville, Duncan.
So now we have Evan Masho wrestling Duncan McNabb. Evan Masho hasn't wrestled a whole lot of varsity matches here, just listed at 2-1.
Now wrestling at 126 pounds, Green Valley Watkins, Taylor Ludwig, for Becker, Jake Nelson.
So Evan, a 7th grader, and able to get in on a leg on Duncan there. Duncan not able to fight him off. He's got the whizzer in on the right-hand side, and Evan able to secure a takedown. So Duncan now tripoding up. And the ref should be blowing the whistle there. Duncan had both of his hands off the mat. Now Duncan giving up some near fall. Again, Duncan trying to just tripod up and shake him down off of his back. So now a roll through, and to no avail. Duncan will be trailing here, and this going into the second period, 5-0. So Duncan, a 10th grader, wrestling Evan Masho, a 7th grader here. Back when we wrestled with Verge, we were always told that this was the matchup of the season for Painesville. That would pack the gym and a lot of money exchanged hands. That's what we heard from Verge every time we wrestled Ricori. So we'll see what Painesville can do tonight here with Ricori. There, Evan trying to turn and able to turn Duncan in the cradle. And giving up another 3. See if Duncan can recover from this 8-point deficit here in the middle of the second period. Again, Evan locking up that cradle. Duncan not even really trying to peel it loose. So 8-0 here with 1:06 to go in the second. Duncan with a quick sit. Trying to scoot his hips out and not able to scoot out because Macho was clasping. So that'll be 1 point for Duncan. And this time, Evan able to latch onto an ankle before Duncan's able to sit out. And Macho going to that leg ride, trying for the crossface out of that. So again, Macho trying to put the legs in there. Duncan trying to roll forward. And if he can get his right leg out of there, there we go. And Duncan securing a reversal. So now 8-3, 15 seconds to go in the second period. See what Duncan can do from the top here on goes to the butcher. Duncan's little brother Mason doing the towel tapping there. So into the third period we go. Ricori choosing down. And Duncan's got 5 points to come up with here. So off the whistle now, Evan sitting out. Duncan able to break him down. This now Duncan able to get him turned, and I would say in Duncan's favor there. Match stopped, and he gets his reversal, or his near fall, sorry. So he gives him 4. Because he had him in a pinning combination like he did. So Duncan now trailing by 1 point here with 1:30 to go in the third period. Hopefully this gives him, Duncan's been out for a little while, so this gives him a little breather here to catch his breath and start off fresh as we get going again. So Duncan's first match, he ended up losing in overtime. So he's wrestled a little bit longer match his first match too. Duncan now 7-6 on the season. Coach Robert giving him some advice on the leg riding. So after we come back here now after quite a long break from stoppage from blood, so we will start over here now. Third period with Duncan trailing by 1 point with 1:30 to go. Let's see if Duncan can turn Evan again here. Evan trying to sit and Duncan keep pressure on him. Able to get some wrist control. So now Duncan putting that right leg in there. See if he can get the half. There's a 2 count. That's 2 points. So Duncan's now up by 1. Nice to see him get them other 3 counts out of there. So there's 2. He's now up by 1, 9-8 with 24 seconds to go. Now he just needs to ride him out here for the remainder of the period. See if Duncan can hold on here. No points. Ref says no points. And Corey's going to argue that there should have been at least an escape there. But he didn't have... Duncan didn't give up any control there, so I would say the ref made the right call in that situation. Just held on just long enough. So Duncan will take Painesville's first points there with the decision. All right, so now we'll come out with Craig Schmitz here.
For Painesville, Craig Schmitz.
So I think we have, I missed the name. I think it's Carter Thielen. Craig reaching in for a leg and coming back up. Craig got a nice overhook there into a fireman's to his back. Oh, almost to his back. Nice fireman's by Craig there to get the 2 for the takedown. And off the mat we go. So Carter Thielen, a 10th grader. Craig also a 10th grader. Carter Thielen 17-10 on the season. Craig Schmitz 20-12. So Craig's got the cradle locked up there. See if he can walk this over. And Carter underneath there trying to peel them hands free. And able to get him peeled free, and Craig has to start over. So 17 seconds to go here in the first, with Craig leading 2-0. Now he's got a arm barred up on that left side there. Reaching for that same wrist across his body. And Craig just rides him out the remainder of the period, leading 2-0. Painesville's choice to defer. And choose both up. So back on our feet here again. Craig was able to get a nice fireman's in the first period, almost to his back, so we'll see if he can do it again. Craig also likes that head chancery, so. And right there it is. Nice job by Craig. Good mat balance. Now if he can just elevate that head and get chest on chest, straighten out that right arm of Carter. There it is. Good job, Craig. Craig coming up with Painesville's first pin of the evening over Carter Thielen. So Painesville now leading the duel, 9-6. Craig, his last match scoring a major decision, so Craig is scoring some bonus points for his team tonight. So now we'll have,
ladies and gentlemen, that was Craig Schmidt's 50th win. Congratulations, Craig.
Craig getting his 50th win as a sophomore. Nice job, Craig.
We're recording Austin Macho.
So this is now Austin Masho, a 9th grader from Ricori, wrestling Aaron Magus, an 8th grader. And Aaron in a bit of a situation and giving up 6 points there. Aaron got pinned his first match too. So 126 pounds, we give the bonus points right back. So now older brother Brett coming out.
Now wrestling at 132 pounds for Ricori, Luke Hemish, and for Painesville, Brett Magus.
So Brett getting a good underhook on that left side. And wrestling Luke Hemish, a 9th grader. And a little bit of a tie up there and off.
138 pounds, Green Valley Watkins, Kevin Ludwig, and for Becker, Ryan Nelson.
Brett getting stuck underneath here for the moment. scramble there by Brett. Brett in his first match ended up getting pinned in the end of the match, but he wrestled well up until that point. Going with that Russian tie. He worked out a lot in his first match also. Did a good job of getting the corner, trying for a headlock there.
Now wrestling at 145 pounds, Reed Valley Watkins, Nick Stetzel. And for Becker, Logan
so Luke
Zurich.
Hemish listed at 11-18 on the season. Brett again working that Russian tie on the arm there. So now Luke trying for a headlock, and Brett able to pop out of there for the moment. Oh, and Luke, knowing that he missed the headlock, was able to bounce himself far enough out of bounds there to not give up a takedown. So 10 seconds to go here in the first period. And off the mat again.
Now wrestling at 152 pounds, Rebecca.
Painesville's choice here in the second. Brett's going to choose down. So no score in this matchup. Luke with a deep waist ride there, and keeping enough pressure on Brett where he's not able to stand up yet. Luke reaching for the crossface, and Brett just not able to work his way out of anything there yet. So at 132 pounds here, Painesville trailing in the duel, 9-12. Scoring some bonus points this match. Anyway, had a bit of a tough time doing that against Eden Valley. .30 seconds to go, and still no score here in Brett's match. Brett just not able to free himself from the grips of Luke here right now. Luke just looking busy, not really working any sort of pinning combination. But Brett not able to get away from him either. So now Ricori's choice, and I'm guessing they'll choose down. No. It's kind of surprising. He needs points, and he's going to choose up. So still no score. Brett got rolled out the whole last period. Luke not able to score any near fall either. It's like he's looking just for a certain move. Now he's working into the butcher, getting a little bit far out in front. Now trying for a cradle. Brett able to hold his base. No real offense from Brett off the bottom as of yet either. Now, so a minute to go here in the third period. No score. Brett's last match, like I said, he ended up getting pinned in the end of his match. Again, he wrestled well up until that point. No points scored here in this match thus far. Now Brett with a sit out and right back to his base. If he can't at least score an escape here, he might be going into overtime. So now Painesville finally, or Corey finally gets called for stalling. He's just looking busy, but not getting off to the side and working any pinning combinations. So Brett now with a, tried for a switch, and Luke was able to keep a shoulder and a deep waist into him. And 10 seconds to go here. Two, 1, and we're going to go into overtime. So we'll see here. Nobody has scored a takedown in this match. So Brett worked that Russian tie a lot in the first period. Now he's got a. Oh, and again, just runs out of real estate. So close to being able to get a takedown there, and unable to keep his feet in bounds. So Luke now trying heavy on the head, and both guys, I think, are looking for a head and arm. And there, Luke's, it slipped. He knows where he is, and Brett able to bring him down to the mat. Good job, Brett. Overtime win. So now we'll bring out, at 138 pounds, Sean Rue. Let's see who, Ryan Coons is who's listed at that weight for Ricori.
Now wrestling at 138 pounds for Ricori, Ryan Coons. For Painesville,
Ryan Coons, 7-13, and Sean's signature move there, right to Ryan's back. And quick pin. 14 seconds. And Sean picks up some much needed bonus points for Painesville. So Riley Messer listed at 145, not wrestling tonight. He didn't make it back from.
145 pounds for Ricori, Ben Hansen. For Painesville, Mason Listman.
So Mason Listman will be wrestling in his spot. And Ben Hansen, a sophomore from Ricori. So Ben Hansen. Mason going out there strong with a good underhook on the left side. So Ben Hansen, a 6-13 wrestler at 145 here. And Mason Listman, if I'm not mistaken, just 2 wins on the season. Mason able to get a takedown there. And Mason just 2-11 on the season on varsity. Mason just a freshman. Bringing him back down to the mat. So a minute to go here in this first period. Mason up by 2. Gets that wrist on the left side there. And again, he's got to lift him and bring him down to the mat. Mason, good job at getting somebody that tall off their feet. So Ben also doing a good job of getting to that position. So now Mason with the leg in on the left side.
Wrestling at 160 pounds, Valley Watkins, Ryan Schuler, and for Becker, Tyler
Good
Rich.
job of sticking with them. 10 seconds to go here in the first period. And Ben able to try and switch through it, but Mason sticking with them. And Paisley's choice in the second period here. Mason defers, and Ben will choose down. So Mason with a 2-on-1 wrist control. What he has in store for the second period from the top position. So Ben again to his feet. This time Mason barely able to get him off his feet and back down to the mat. Mason just trying to get an arm barred up or something there. Now he's just not able to get deep into a move here. He's a deep waist ride on the left side. Ben's got his right arm up over the opposite side of his head. Again, Ben to his feet, and Mason gets him back down to the mat. So with 38 seconds to go here so far, Mason's able to ride him out this far in the period. Again, Mason is able to bring him down to the mat. Now Mason a little bit too high here with the legs in, and he's got 10 seconds here to hang on to, and Ben's a little bit more lengthy than Mason. He's got his head, and right at the end of the period, Mason ends up giving up his 2 reversals. So now, instead of a 2-point lead, it's tied up, and Mason's going to go on the bottom and have to score off the bottom. So Mason up to his feet, trying to peel the hands. Not able to peel the hands, and Ben putting enough pressure on him to get him back down to the mat.
And for Valley Watkins, Carter Mathias.
So off the whistle, Mason locates a wrist, but then Ben's able to break him down. Now Ben trying to lock up the cradle And Mason able to keep him from getting it locked up. Mason gets back to his base now, and then right away broke down. Now Mason able to sit out. And now Mason in some trouble. He sat too far back, and out of that chin drop, Mason kind of got caught. Now Ben with chest on chest comes up with a late pin for Corey. So Mason wrestled well up until then, and gives up a late pin there. So now Painesville trailing, or they were trailing. Excuse me, Painesville tied in the duel now. Corey was trailing until that point. So our Corey coach now, I believe, is discussing with the ref about the clasping calls that so Dustin Kramer was arguing the clasping when Mason brought him Ben down to the mat, and I noticed a couple times he had been asking for a clasping call, and that's what that discussion was about there.
Here we go, Gabe.
So now Painesville's Gabe Nelson will be wrestling here at 152 pounds.
Now wrestling at 152 pounds from Corey, Ryan Rose.
Ryan Rose, and Gabe comes up with a quick headlock to his back, gets two takedown, two near fall, and then Ryan able to get the reversal. So now Ryan tries to get the legs in, and Gabe comes up with the reversal. So Ryan Rose, 6-19 on the season. So, oh, that could have been. That could have been a lot worse than what it is. The ref going to have to explain to Gabe that when you bring him off the mat, you got to bring him back down to the mat safely. Just making sure that Ryan's okay there. Good thing he is. And well, that could have, it looked worse up here. So now we'll start over now with a minute to go here in the first period, and Gabe leading this match 6-3. Again, Ryan Rose 6-19 on the season. Gabe Nelson just 3-4. So Gabe actually 4-4 on the season. He came up with a big pin in his first match. So we'll see now here in his second match of the night, the 6-3 lead going into the second period. What we can do, what Gabe can do. So second period, Ricori defers and Gabe chooses down. Ryan Rose just a freshman. Gabe a junior. And Gabe chicken wings him down and gets a quick reversal there in about 4 seconds. Now Gabe trying to work the cradle. Getting off to the side there, and Gabe trying to put a half in from the opposite side. And Ryan trying for a Granby. And Ryan reached back and Gabe grabbed his arm and comes up with another pin for the evening. Good job there by Gabe to recognize that and pick up some bonus points for his team. So Painesville now leading the duel 24-18. Going into 160 pounds. So
wrestling at 160 pounds for Painesville, Weston Rover to Ricori forfeit.
Ricori forfeits here to Weston. So Weston getting 6 points on the board there. So now 170 pounds. Looks like Grady Minrath is
now wrestling at 170 pounds for Ricori, Grady Minrath.
so
Painesville, Nathan Miller.
Grady Minrath wrestling for Ricori, a 7th grader, wrestling Nathan Miller, a 9th grader. So Grady Minrath 7-6 this season. Nathan Miller 2-14 this season. Tonight, Painesville wrestles Eden Valley, Ricori, and Becker. Becker and Ricori wrestled the first match with Nathan giving up a takedown there to Grady. And Eden Valley now wrestling Becker. This match now, just on the other mat here. But Eden Valley will not wrestle Ricori the last match. Now Grady's got Nathan in trouble and able to walk the butcher around and get the pin. So a big win there for the 7th grader. So Painesville giving up their 4th pin in this matchup. So Sean Pinsky coming out now. Wrestling against Brock Humbert, both juniors. Brock just 5-5 on the season, so he hasn't wrestled the whole season here either, the way it seems. Sean missing some time. And Sean is 9-12 on the season. Oh, Sean is, 10-12 on the season. Sean there now with his head underneath, but he has a good overhook. A minute to go here in the first. Painesville leading the duel 30-24. Sean able to fend off a shot there by Brock. Sean of a shot of his own. Sean gets called for stalling. He's not advancing forward and he is not circling, so he gets warned for stalling here. Both guys kind of working the edge of the mat. And looks like we'll end this first period now with no score. Sean will choose down.
Now wrestling at 195 pounds for Becker, Nick Gott. E-Valley Watkins forfeit.
Right off the whistle, Brock's able to break him down. And trying to roll them wrists up underneath him. Sean trying to keep his wrists out of there, but not...
Now wrestling at 220 pounds for Becker, Braden Weber. Valley Watkins, Ethan Kay.
So Sean back up to his base, and Brock's able to lock that ankle in the back and working a crossface now. Brock just working hard on that crossface, and Sean not giving it up. Sean able to scoot out of there for the moment. Brock keeping enough pressure on him that Sean can't sit out. Sean's got a good switch if he can get some space. And so now just hooking that ankle. Brock's hooking that ankle on the left-hand side there and just working that crossface over. And gets Sean flattened out. Just working hard on that crossface. Now trying for the butcher. Gets it locked up. And Sean able to fend him off. Sean's got to be careful. He's been called for stalling already, so. Now 7 seconds here. Still no score in the second period. And Brock rides him out the whole period, but doesn't get any near fall. So now Brock opting to go down and see what Sean can do here from the top position in the third period. Sean right away getting way too high. And Brock shaking him down, and now Sean, I'm not sure what's, it's a bit of a scramble, I think, so he's going to get 2 reversal. He had 2 near fall, but he wiped that away. So only points of the match coming here early in the 3rd period with a scramble and Sean giving up a reversal. So Brock really only working that crossface, and Sean just can't seem to break free from that. Sean just fighting to get his wrist back up out of there. He's got 45 seconds here to come up with 2 points to get this thing tied up. So now we got a stalling call on Brock for not getting out to the side and working a pinning combination. So 23 seconds here for Sean to make something happen. So right off the whistle works for a stand-up, and Brock able to bring him back down to the mat. So Brock able to ride him out here in the 3rd period after a reversal. Now we're the only points scored. So Brock coming up with the win there. So now next here we will have Spencer Eisenbrown.
At 195 pounds for Rory Ben Primus. For Painesville, Spencer
Wrestling Ben
Eisenbrown.
Primus, a junior from Rory. Ben listed at 18-9, getting a takedown there on Spencer. And quickly working that butcher on Spencer. And using his size to secure the pin on Spencer. So Spencer didn't wrestle his first match. He ended up with a forfeit and losing that one to a pin. So five pins on the night for Rory, as Clint Schmitz comes out at 220 pounds. And Nate Evans for Rory. He's a 500 wrestler on the season. Working right into trying to do a throw there. Clint looks like he's giving up a little bit of weight to Nate. So with just these two matches to go here, Painesville trailing by 3. So this is a big match here for Clint to keep hopes alive for Brandon coming up at heavyweight. So Nate securing near side cradle, and that will do it. So 6 pins against Painesville in this match also. And puts it out of reach for Brandon. So again, Brandon coming out for pride. Not able to win the match for his team. And it doesn't look like Ricori has a heavyweight. So Painesville losing to Ricori, 39-36. So now we'll have JV wrestlers out here. Brandon Hess wrestling I'm pretty sure Jaden Barrel. So again, this is junior varsity wrestling now. I know Brandon's wrestled this kid before. Brandon giving up a takedown there. And in the butcher position right now. Jaden quickly into a half. And that does it for Brandon. Let's see, the next matchup we have here is Trenton LeClaire against I can't even tell you on the sheet here. Trenton giving up a takedown there. Again, this is junior varsity. So at the conclusion of this match, or this junior varsity duel, Painesville will then wrestle Becker after this. So there, Trenton able to stand up. And I don't see any points rewarded. Must have gave him 2 for a reversal. Now here early in the second period, Trenton getting curled up into the cradle position and just fighting to break that clasp, and he did. Right off the whistle, a stand up. And this is where he ended up getting his points in the first period. And not this time. Again, a stand up and runs out of real estate. So a quick stand up again, and there he gets a, we'd call a standing switch, but didn't quite get the switch out of it. And now he's hanging on too long. Oh, he's able to bridge out of it and get the reversal back. Nope. And then ends up on his back and off the mat again. So the ref just discussing the scoring situation with Coach Humbert there. So second period, end of second period here. They're just going to wipe that 1 second away and start the third period here with Trenton trailing 6-2. See what he can do from the top position, and about 3 seconds and he got reversed. McCorley quickly into the half and able to turn him. Trenton with a nice bridge. Able to get the reversal to his back, but he didn't get a wide enough base, and is on his back again. So after we get the blood taken care of here and cleaned up, start again with 1:30 to go here. 13-4, Trenton trailing the third period. So a quick stand up. Now Trent almost able to turn through it. Again, Bridges out of it. Not before giving up some near fall. And with 28 seconds to go here, not able to bridge out of the pinning combination that time. Now it looks like Chase Wiesman will have a match here. And again, I got two wrestlers at that weight that I'm not sure who from Macquarie that he'd be matching up against. So I think they're actually they're going to keep things moving, and not sure what's going on right now. Well, the ref says we're moving on with the evening. So that'll be it for the junior varsity matches. And okay, so off to round 3. Painesville wrestles Becker coming up next. ready to start our third contest of the night. Painesville wrestling Becker now. And Becker got a strong team, a couple of guys rated.
Now wrestling at 106 pounds for Becker, Ethan Duncombe. For Painesville, Hayden Sackow.
Ethan Duncombe. Used to be some Duncombe's that wrestled for St. Michael Albertville. So Caden going in for a takedown, able to fight off the head and arm and securing his 2. And giving him his 1 escape. Back on their feet. Ethan, an 8th grader, and Caden, a 7th grader. Let's see what I have here for. I don't have Ethan on the sheet for wins and losses for Becker. But like I said, they do have a couple of rated guys coming up through the middle of the lineup. So now Ethan in on a single leg. And Caden just hanging on right now to trying to get his hips down and his leg back. So now grab an ankle. And Ethan trying to elevate that leg up over his head. And Caden need to watch out for, yeah, he knew the ref was looking for near fall. So gives up the 2 for a takedown. So now Ethan leading this match up here, 3-2. Caden trying for a stand-up. Ethan able to bring him back down. That's how we'll end the first period. So coming up here at 126-pound weight class is their first rated wrestler, and we'll see where they get positioned. So we start now the second period with Caden in the bottom position. Caden able to roll out of it and secure his reversal. Nice quick job there by Caden. And off the mat. Caden still in control. So if I'm not mistaken, it looks like on the other mat, the JV have resumed their extra matches they have going on over there. As Caden's able to, for the moment, keep control over Ethan, and now I think he's going to get... Well, he didn't warn him for stalling. Usually when you push him off the mat like that, it'll bring on a stalling call. So So right off the whistle, Ethan sitting out and Caden securing that, getting the cradle, but he doesn't have the full cradle with that arm sticking out there. So he's in a little bit of a situation. There he's able to gets his 3 near fall and gets back on top. Nice job, Caden. So now just under 20 seconds here in the second period. Caden leading 7-3. Again, locking up that cradle and not able to hang on to it this time, and ends up getting in a bit of a position. Oh, he needs 5 seconds to hang on here. He was wrestling so good until then. He just got caught. So ends up giving up 5-point move there. Reversal and 3 near fall. Now Ethan going down and Caden trailing in the match 7-8, third period. So Caden puts a leg in on the right side, and Ethan, knowing he needs to get underneath them toes and underneath the leg, underneath the ankle. Caden, for the moment, just hanging on. And now he's in some trouble unless he can get him stretched out. Caden has his arms over the top of the shoulders. And should be getting some near fall here. Only gets a 1 count out of it. So no, he's got 1 minute now to, how long do you go before you cut him loose and try to get a takedown? There we go. Now he's got 40 seconds here to tie up the match. Caden in on a nice double leg, and gets brought back down to the mat, but he's going in aggressive. He's giving up some weight to Ethan, so he's got to watch himself on that. Caden pulling him forward. Nice job on going in for the single leg, but Ethan just too big for him and hips into him and brings him right to his back. Caden did a dang nice job of changing positions or changing levels and pulling him forward and just giving up a little bit too much weight. So we'll end the match 14-7. So he does not give up a major. So a good match anyway by Caden there. Hung on till the end and only gave up 3. So now another Ethan Anderson wrestling Duncan McNabb. So Ethan in on a quick takedown or a quick single. Brings Duncan down to the mat for a takedown. Anderson listed at 26-6 for the season. Duncan losing in overtime his first match and getting a decision in his second match. Barely hung on till the end his second match. got that left wrist secured of Duncan's, and now just going for that tilt. Barring up the arm and tilting him over. He gets that shoulder pushed down and just walks it right over. And now Duncan in a situation and a quick pin. So Ethan Anderson So next we'll have Craig Schmitz coming out. Mason Duchette wrestling for Becker, a freshman. Craig a sophomore. Duchette listed at 13 and 16 on the season. And Craig with a couple of getting his 50th win tonight and his 51st. Craig is 22 and 12 on the season. Craig with bonus points in both of his matches tonight, a major in his first one and a pin in his second one. So Mason trying for a switch and Craig able to follow. Mason with a stand-up. Craig just decides to let him go. It's 2-1. Craig with now a front headlock. Tries for that head chancery. Try to shuck him by, and he's on the edge of the mat there, so he doesn't have quite enough room to do that. Here he tries again, and out of bounds. So Mason looking winded here in the end of the first period. And we'll go into the second period here with Craig leading the contest 2-1. Becker has choice, they defer. Craig chooses down. So we'll see what Craig can do off the bottom here. Craig stand up, trying to peel the hands. Mason able to bring him back down to the mat, but Craig standing up again. Already had the wrist control, and now he's free, and it's 3-1. So Craig working on this sweeping single and left his arm up. Mason took advantage of it and gets a takedown. So now the match is 3-3. Painesville trailing in the duel, 9-0. Craig just trying to work his wrists out of there. He's got the hands peeled and works for a stand-up, and there he's got an escape with a minute to go here in the second, 4-3. So now Craig trying to work into his tie-up that he wants. He had a good shot the last time and just left his arm up in the air, and Mason took advantage of it. 30 seconds now, 4-3, second period. Craig goes for that underhook there on the left. Good job of changing position and level. Now in for a single. Mason able to grab onto an ankle. Pressure into him and secure 2 for a takedown with the final 1 second left. So now Craig, instead of a 4-3 match, was leading by 1. He's now trailing by 1 going into the third period here in the top position. Right off the whistle, Mason with a quick try on a switch. We'll see how long Craig works from the top here. He's got trying to bar that arm up on the left-hand side there with a deep waist ride. So I think Craig would benefit here if he would just let him go and okay, there he lets him go now, so a takedown will tie it. So again, that deep underhook. Mason doesn't like it. Craig changing position, changing level, switching directions, and Mason comes in for a shot. Craig sprawling back, getting his hips back. 33 seconds to go here. Craig needs 2. And Craig with that. Craig likes to do the head chancery, and he had a double under there, and got called a stalemate. So 20 seconds to go here. Craig needs to pick up a takedown. Stalling on Becker. Oh, good job of Craig by throwing him by, but runs out of mat again. So the takedown in the end of that second period ends up being the decision of that match. Craig losing there, 8-4. So now coming up to 100 and
now wrestling at 126 pounds for Becker, Jake Nelson. For
so Jake Nelson is one of 2 rated wrestlers here from Becker, as he takes Aaron Magus right down to his back in a nice fireman's. And Jake Nelson rated number 8 at 126. Jake Jr. wrestling Aaron, an 8th grader. And coming up with a pin there, and 38 seconds. So Painesville now trailing 18-0 in this duel.
Now wrestling at 132 pounds for Becker, Lucas Paulson.
So Lucas Paulson is their next rated wrestler. He's rated number 9 in the state at 132. He'll be wrestling Brett Magus. Lucas in on a single, switches to a double, gets the takedown. It's often the way it works when you have one guy in the lineup that's a good wrestler. You got one that is either above or below, or even a trio. In this case, Becker's got two guys rated in the state here, back-to-back weights. So Brett will get one for an escape there. And Lucas in again on the single and goes right into the near side over the top and secures the pin. So that puts Becker up 24-0.
Now wrestling at 138 pounds for Painesville, Sean Rue. For Becker, Ryan Nelson.
So Ryan Nelson listed at 29-3 on the season. Sean Rue also with 3 losses on the season. So Sean, Painesville's only rated wrestler on the team. Sean with an arm drag into a single and secures the 2. Nope, ref says no. And then he does give him 2. So now Ryan has got his he had his arm underneath Sean's leg there, which was good for his position. Sean able now to get some near fall out of the leg ride. Sean now trying to pull him back on the mat. You just got to keep one point of contact inside that, and he pins him. So Sean coming up with Painesville's first points tonight.
Now wrestling at 145 pounds for Becker, Logan Jarrett. Wrestling for Painesville, Mason Listman.
So Logan Jarrett listed at 23-7 on the season. He's a senior wrestling against Mason. So Logan now in the near side head and arm position on Mason. And he takes his leg out of there and goes to the leg ride on the left side. And quickly puts him in the half. And Mason giving up a pin also. So that's Becker's 4th pin in this duel. As they lead 30-6. have Weston Roberg coming out.
152 pounds. For Becker, Ivan Risch. For Painesville, Weston Roberg.
Kylan Risch is 27-9 on the season as Weston shoots in for a leg. He's got a single and able to get the takedown. Kylan trying to muscle him over and to no avail. Weston going in for a cross-face cradle. So now Weston quickly with the leg in on the left side, working a half from the opposite side. Now Weston working, I guess what you'd call banana split or the spladle. I don't know what the technical name they have for it, but the ref says potentially dangerous, and Weston right off the whistle back in with the legs again, loses the leg, but staying behind the armpits and able to stay on the top position. So now Weston still trying to get the leg in on the left side there. Figure fours that leg on the left and trying for Kylan tripoding up. Weston trying to keep pressure forward on him, and Weston got a little bit too high. He gives up a reversal with 12 seconds to go at the end of the first period. So now Kylan right away with the half. Scores even up now 2-2 going into the second period. Painesville's choice, they defer. Kylan chooses down. So again, Weston trying to put that left leg in there, and Kylan gets his left arm underneath the leg, which he wants. See if Weston can get him flat. No, Weston's way too high right now. See that left arm underneath the left leg of Weston. That's how they get him up over the top. See if Weston has got enough strength to get that leg back down there and get that arm out of there. And he is able to stretch him out enough. Weston's got a nice length to be able to stretch those guys out like that. Just trying to work that half on the opposite side. Kylan not giving it up to him. Now Weston able to dig deeper in there for that half, but Kylan has him way too high again. Weston putting a lot of pressure on that shoulder. .25 seconds to go here in the second period with the score even at 2. Weston flattened him out again with the legs. So we'll go into this third period with the score even up at 2. Weston choosing down. See if Weston can score some points off the bottom here. So off the whistle, Weston with a sit out. Needs to turn to the left there with that arm over the top. Weston able to turn into him, hip into him. Now he has to work his way up. And able to hang on to his ankle there. Gives him the 2 for the reversal. He has a leg in on the right side, but Kylan still has that arm around his waist. Now Weston giving the reversal back. So a bit of a scramble there. Now Weston broke down. He needs to. So tied at 4. Kylan has that one leg of opposite side of Weston's tied up in there, and Weston can't get back to his base. Now Kylan trying to get a tilt. Gets a 1 count out of it. Now Weston has his arm over his head and gets a reversal. Nice job, Weston, by using that to his advantage. So 6-4 now with 40 seconds to go here in this match at 152 pounds. Weston again trying to get that leg in on the left side. 20 seconds to go. See if we can get him, if we can get him flattened out here. Kylan trying to tripod up. Called potentially dangerous with 10 seconds to go. Weston leading by 2 points here. So right away with the leg on the left side. Kylan trying to sit into him. No points. No, Weston still had his arm around. So head coach here, Matt Aho, he state champ himself. The Weston had his arm around the side of him yet, so there wasn't no control there. There was no 2. So long discussion here with the ref about what the call was, and I, not to be biased, but I would say that the ref made the right call there, and Weston gets the decision. 6-4. So hanging on late in the 3rd period. Weston comes up with a 6-4 decision.
Now wrestling at 160 pounds for Becker, Caden DeWall, and for Painesville, Gabe Nelson.
So Caden DeWall wrestling against Gabe. Gabe with a couple of big wins tonight. If I'm not mistaken, he had 2 pins. So Caden DeWall with a quick takedown on Gabe there. Caden 22-1 on the season. Caden is a sophomore. Gabe a junior. And Caden trying for barring that left arm up. Got the leg in on the right side. Caden just pressuring forward on Gabe. keeping him broke down. Now he gets the bar arm on the left and gets the wrist on the right. Walks it over the shoulder. Gabe able to fend him off. And Caden moving the upper body now. And now chest on chest. And comes up with a first period pin. So Painesville giving up their 5th pin in this match. So now next,
now wrestling at 170 pounds, Perfector Reed Krause.
Reed Krause coming out to wrestle Sean Pinsky here. Reed Krause is 3-3 on the season. Reed a junior, Sean a junior. So Reed working the hand control, trying to get into a tie-up with Sean. Working on head position. Sean reaching for an ankle pick. Trying to pull him down to the mat. Now into a tie with both guys are this kind of the same tie up here. Reed not liking what he had. Off the mat and back to center. Reed with a 2-on-1. Trying to move Sean into where the position he needs. Reed in on a single. Sean sprawling back. Reed trying to switch to a double. Now on a single. Able to trip Sean and get the takedown. Nice scramble by Sean there for a moment. So potentially dangerous there. I don't think your arm is supposed to bend that way. And start over in the center with 29 seconds to go here in the first. Sean trying to sit out. Reed trying for a chin drop. Sean scrambling and getting a reversal. Nice job by Sean there to quickly get the reversal. Now gives up a escape. The match is 3-2. Five seconds to go here in the first period. We'll go into the second period with Sean trailing by 1. Painesville's choice. Defer. And Reed is going to go down. Sean with a block there right away and not able to hold him down. And giving up an escape. So now 4-2. Both guys trying to get head position and hand position here. Sean with a good underhook on the left. Neither guy getting the tie-up that they would like here for working a takedown. .25 seconds, and Sean trailing here in the second period by 2. Takedown at the end of this period would be nice for him. Shoots in for a double. Reed able to fend him off, keep his hips back. We'll go into the third period. Sean, I'm guessing, going to choose down. And down by 2. So Reed reaching across, trying to bar that left arm up. Keeping pressure on Sean. Trying not to let him up to his base. Now it's Reed trying to work a half from the opposite side. And he's got that right ankle locked. Now again stopping it because he has that arm bent backwards. The ref having a discussion with Sean there about something. I'm not exactly sure what. Sean with a nice sit out and switch off of the whistle. Comes up with an escape, so now Sean's down by 1. Sean has a good quick sit off the whistle. That was nice to see. So now trailing by 1. Third period with 1:11 to go. See if Sean can come up with a takedown. Reed with a 2-on-1. Sean breaks it off and reaches in for a tie-up. Sean in for an ankle pick, and Reed was able to block him from that too. .30 seconds. Sean trying for a duck under. .15 seconds to go here. He's down by 1. And Sean's going to lose that one by a decision. So Painesville only 2 wins thus far. Weston and Sean. Trailing 39-9, coming into 182 pounds.
at 182 pounds. For Becker, Lincoln Carlson. For Painesville, Spencer Eisenbrown.
So Spencer, an 8th grader, wrestling a senior. Lincoln Carlson. Lincoln listed at 2-5 on the season. Just haven't looked what Spencer's record has been yet. Spencer this year on varsity, 6-17. Being up at those upper weights, he ends up wrestling a lot of more experienced guys. So Lincoln leading here in the first period, just trying to bar that left arm of Spencer. And walks it over his shoulder and not able to bridge out of that one. So Painesville giving up their 6th pin on the night. So now 45-9. Coming up to 195 pounds. Last 3 weight classes here.
Now wrestling at 195 pounds. For Becker, Nick Goff. For Painesville, Clint Schmitz.
Clint Schmitz coming out against Nick Goff. Nick Goff is a senior. Clint also a senior. Goff 17-14 on the year. Nick in that front headlock position on Clint. Clint just trying to stay facing him, and Nick able to shuck him by and get the takedown. So Clint able to stand up, and Nick brings him right. I think Clint's knee looked like it moved off to the side. Must have looked bad to the ref. He didn't he didn't want anything to do with that. But Clint says I'm okay, and he starts back in the center. Clint now trying for a sit out. And Nick able to get wrist control on the left side. And a little bit of a scramble, and 10 seconds to go here in the first. Clint trailing by 2. And we'll go into the second period. It's Painesville's choice. They defer. And Nick says down. So right off the whistle, Nick with a sit out. Clint not able to hang on to him, and it's now 3-0. And ankle pick for 2 on a takedown, puts the half in there quick, and Clint, not able to bridge out of that. So 7 pins on the night for Becker. In 220-pound weight class.
Wrestling at 220 pounds for Becker, Braden Weber, forfeit for Painesville.
So Weber 27-4.
Now wrestling at 285 for Becker, Lincoln Braun, for Painesville, Brandon Schlungen.
So Lincoln Braun, I do not have a age or a record for him. So Brandon quickly with the head and arm to his back. Again, Brandon out there just for pride. This one is out of reach with being 57-9. Brandon all sorts of time to work that head and arm. And Brandon coming up with a pin. So Brandon, guess I didn't look on the season. He's 21-12. So gets himself another win there. Painesville losing to Becker 15-57. So that'll do it for the quadrangular tonight. Painesville not able to come up with a win tonight. Losing to Ricori only by 3. And only losing to Eden Valley by 7.
Still have JV portion, Painesville and Becker wrestlers. Fans please clear the mat.
So we're still going to have some JV wrestling going on here. The varsity again will wrestle again on Saturday, tomorrow, up at Holdingford. That is rescheduled from earlier in the week. And then they will wrestle next Tuesday again at New London, which was rescheduled from earlier in the week. And then they will wrestle next Thursday at Howard Lake. So they got a few matches coming up here, none at Painesville, but that'll do it for tonight's quadrangular.
the tension is not.